A ship was found drifting alone in the Atlantic Ocean. Its cargo was untouched, food still sat on the tables, but every single person on board had vanished. To this day, no one knows exactly what happened to the crew of the Mary Celeste. Let's uncover one of history's greatest maritime mysteries. Few mysteries are as haunting as the story of the Mary Celeste. Discovered adrift in 1872, the ship appeared almost completely normal. It wasn't sinking, it wasn't badly damaged, yet there wasn't a single crew member left on board. For more than 150 years, historians, investigators, and sailors have searched for an explanation. Today, we'll examine the evidence, explore the leading theories, and ask one simple question. Why was the Mary Celeste abandoned? Before we examine the evidence, it's important to understand why this discovery was so unsettling. The Mary Celeste wasn't discovered after a violent storm or a famous shipwreck. She was simply drifting alone across the Atlantic Ocean. From a distance, everything appeared normal. The sails were still raised. The ship remained afloat. There were no obvious signs of a catastrophic disaster. But as another crew approached and boarded the vessel, they realized something was terribly wrong. The ship was completely deserted. In the middle of the ocean, the Mary Celeste had become what sailors call a ghost ship, an abandoned vessel with no one left alive on board. The first clue was the cargo. It remained almost entirely untouched. This immediately made piracy seem unlikely. If pirates had attacked the ship, valuable cargo would almost certainly have been stolen. Instead, everything was still there. Then investigators examined the living quarters. Food and personal belongings had been left behind. It looked as though everyday life had been interrupted without warning. There was no sign that the crew had packed for a long journey. There was no evidence of panic or violence inside the ship. Most disturbing of all, there was no crew, no captain, no officers, no sailors. The Mary Celeste appeared perfectly capable of sailing, yet everyone aboard had disappeared. This is what makes the mystery so extraordinary. Normally, when a crew disappears, the ship has been destroyed. Here, the opposite was true. The ship survived. The people did not. Over the years, many theories have attempted to explain what happened. Some historians believe Captain Benjamin Briggs feared an explosion caused by alcohol fumes leaking from the cargo. Others suggest a waterspout, a seaquake, or severe weather may have convinced the crew that abandoning the ship was their only chance of survival. Piracy has also been proposed, but with the valuable cargo still untouched, that explanation has never fully convinced investigators. Every theory answers some questions, while creating new ones. To leave a sturdy ship in the middle of the Atlantic, the crew must have believed staying on board was more dangerous than climbing into a small lifeboat. Whatever they saw, or thought they saw, must have seemed like an immediate threat. Yet no conclusive evidence has ever been found. More than 150 years later, the Mary Celeste continues to fascinate historians and mystery lovers around the world. The evidence is surprisingly clear. The ship was still afloat. The cargo remained on board. Personal belongings were left behind. Yet the crew vanished without a trace. Perhaps the answer was something simple that history has forgotten, or perhaps the truth disappeared along with those who sailed aboard the Mary Celeste. Whatever happened that day, the mystery remains unsolved. The Mary Celeste reminds us that history doesn't always provide clear answers. Sometimes all that's left behind is a silent ship, a handful of clues, and a question that continues to puzzle generations. So what do you think happened to the crew of the Mary Celeste? Did they abandon the ship because of a natural disaster, or is there another explanation? Let me know your theory in the comments. If you enjoy history, mysteries, and untold stories that continue to challenge what we know, consider subscribing to Unsolved and Untold. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.